Hi, I'm Scott Schober, President and CEO of BVS and host of Cybercrime magazine. You may have seen me on national news or cybersecurity programs where I speak about online threats and how to stay safe in the digital world. A few years ago, while helping my aging grandparents and later my own parents navigate their phones, computers, and online accounts, I went looking for books that could guide them through it. What I found was disappointing. Most of the books were either overly simplified, condescending, or completely missed the mark for older adults who just wanted clear, respectful guidance. That's when I realized I can do better. So I set out to create something different, a book that would empower seniors, not talk down to them, a guide that respects their life experience and gives them the tools to safely explore the online world, from using smartphones to spotting scams to protecting themselves from cyber criminals. Senior Cyber is more than just a book. It's a mission to help protect one of the most vulnerable populations from digital threats while encouraging confidence and independence in today's connected world. Thanks for taking a moment to learn about Senior Cyber. I hope you'll find it as helpful and empowering as I intended it to be. It's a numbers game. Many Americans work hard and save diligently throughout their lives, resulting in substantial savings by their senior years. Median saving figures rise significantly from people in their 40s at $63,000 per year to their 60s, $172,000 and beyond. Unfortunately, cyber criminals are well aware of these financial resources and deliberately target seniors. Cybercriminals and dishonest businesses specifically prey on seniors, causing an estimated $36 billion in fraud annually. Seniors have become prime targets because criminals view them as both financially lucrative and easier to deceive due to their relative inexperience with emerging technology. Sadly, despite their wisdom, seniors often remain excluded from cybersecurity conversations and preventative measures. Most solutions provided to seniors are reactive, only dealing with threats after they occur, rather than being proactive. Recent high profile hacks at major retailers and financial institutions highlight the vulnerabilities we all face, especially with credit and debit cards. Criminals regularly steal millions of credit card numbers and sell them openly on the dark web, significantly lowering their value and forcing criminals to seek more lucrative, easier targets like seniors. There is no simple solution to eliminating cybersecurity threats entirely. However, the best defense available is education. Knowledge empowers seniors to protect themselves effectively from fraud and scams. This book aims to initiate meaningful conversations over valuable guidance and answer essential security questions clearly and engagingly, unlike many other cybersecurity resources that may be overly complex or patronizing. Understanding the basics of cybersecurity is vital, not just for seniors, but for anyone looking to protect themselves and their loved ones from cyber threats. Technology taken in steps. Our journey with telephones began a century ago with the rotary dial phone, patented by Alman Brown Stroger in 1891. These phones evolved from rotary dials to touch-tone buttons introduced by Bell Telephone in 1963, highlighting our ongoing desire for convenience and efficiency. Today's smartphones have become pocket-sized supercomputers, yet our core relationship with technology remains unchanged. We quickly adapt and soon demand improvements. Interestingly, Nikola Tesla envisioned today's smartphone technology nearly a century ago, predicting instant global communication. What Tesla didn't foresee was the extensive range of applications and potential cybersecurity threats these devices would bring. Modern smartphones are powerful, but their convenience comes with risks, such as malware attacks through apps, emails, and browsing activities. While antivirus software solutions exist for smartphones, the best protection is understanding how your device works. For those new or hesitant about smartphones, simpler options like the Jitterbug phone offer a straightforward, secure experience without complex apps or internet vulnerabilities. Smartphone choices usually come down to two operating systems: Apple's iOS and Android. Choosing one often depends on the devices your family and friends use, since compatibility can influence your communication experience. Apple's proprietary messaging system, for instance, doesn't fully integrate with Android users, creating occasional barriers in digital communication. Despite smartphones' dominance, many still prefer traditional desktop and laptop computers, as these devices offer ergonomic benefits and ease of use, especially for web browsing, emailing, and gaming. Moreover, traditional computers can be more physically comfortable to use, reducing risks of conditions like iPhone elbow. Ultimately, technology should connect and enrich us, not create divisions. Whether you're a tech savvy or a beginner, sharing knowledge and learning from one another ensures technology serves its true purpose, bringing us closer together. Senior cyber tip: when readable data or content is mathematically converted into secret code to prevent unauthorized access, that content is encrypted. For example, iPhones use a secure text messaging system that keeps all messages private for its users. The user's texts appear as blue bubbles to indicate that they are encrypted, so no one, not even Apple, can read them unless the user wants to share them. Android users can send and receive messages to any iPhone user, but the non iPhone messages appear as green bubbles to indicate they do not contain an extra layer of security. Digital communications. Modern digital communication often uses familiar physical analogies. When exploring the internet, we surf websites using a browser like Chrome or Safari. These browsers allow us to view web pages hosted on servers, powerful computers stored in large data centers that serve millions of users simultaneously, similar to stars serving planets within galaxies. To manage billions of devices and connections efficiently, each connected device is assigned a unique identifier called an Internet Protocol (IP) address. IP addresses help route information accurately, much like a phone number's direct calls. At home, your router acts like a traffic cop, efficiently directing data to and from multiple devices like smartphones, tablets, and computers. Understanding these basics helps greatly when troubleshooting technical issues or communicating effectively with tech support. Clearly describing problems can significantly simplify solutions, reducing confusion and frustration. Today, we're living in a remarkable technological era marked by rapid advancements in speed, affordability, and accessibility. Search engines like Google, Bing, and Yahoo harness the power of crowdsourcing, providing answers by tapping into the knowledge and experiences of billions of users worldwide. Whether you're fixing household appliances, learning new skills, or finding cooking tips, the internet offers immediate access to solutions and guidance. This concept of crowdsourcing emphasizes the internet's greatest strength: shared human knowledge. Simple internet searches can save you significant time, money, and effort, proving how technology effectively connects us all, empowering individuals with collective wisdom and practical skills. A senior cyber tip: an Internet Protocol IP address is a unique numerical label assigned to each device connected to a computer network that uses the Internet Protocol for communication. IPs are kind of like landline phone numbers because they identify you or your household based on your general location. When your home is connected to the internet, It's assigned an IP number that might look something like 216.6.141.73. That single IP address feeds every phone, tablet, and computer in your home, and your wireless router sorts out which device gets which message. All search engines are not alike. How many so called technology experts waste time digging through manufacturer websites when they could just type a question into Google and get an immediate answer? Searching smart saves clicks, time, and headaches. Google dominates the search world, handling about 80% of all searches globally. It's fast, powerful, and almost seems to predict what you're asking. But there's a trade off. Google isn't just a search engine, it's a massive advertising company that collects user data to serve targeted ads. They're technically not selling your personal data, but it sure feels that way when your online searches follow you everywhere. If privacy matters to you, you have alternatives. Microsoft's Bing collects less personal data because its primary business is in advertising. And DuckDuckGo takes it even further, blocking trackers, keeping your search history private, and refusing to build a personal profile about you. The truth is, companies like Facebook and Google gather information about you constantly. Even if you turn off location services, they know where you are, what you search for, and even predict what you'll want next. They claim it's to make services better, but the real value is training their artificial intelligence systems and targeting ads. If you want to stay a little more private, the first step is simple. Don't log in unless you have to. Google Search, Google Maps, and other services work perfectly well without you signing in. And check your phone settings to control which apps collect your location, microphone, and camera data in the background. Ultimately, when companies promise better experiences, what they often demand is your data and your privacy. If we don't start pushing back, we could find ourselves in a world where our behavior is tracked and judged automatically, much like China's social credit system that penalizes even minor infractions. Smart searching is just the beginning. Protecting your digital life requires staying mindful, asking questions, and sometimes just saying no. A senior cyber tip. If you already opted into a service you enjoy using, be sure you are logged out when not using it. Some apps can continue to collect data about you, and even if you're not logged in, so be sure to set access limitations under each app's setting. Web browsing, privacy, and security risks. Web browsers are essential for internet access, allowing users to explore millions of websites conveniently. However, using browsers also comes with privacy risks, as they track and store user activity by default. This practice, while offering convenience, means compromising some privacy by default. Websites frequently use cookies, small tracking codes that store your browsing habits and preferences, such as products viewed or login credentials. While convenient, cookies can track detailed browsing activities but don't capture deeply personal or financial details. Users have the option to disable or delete cookies at any time, balancing privacy with convenience. The most popular web browsers include Google's Chrome, Mozilla's Firefox, Microsoft's Internet Explorer and Edge, and Apple's Safari. Each offers different levels of privacy protection with options for private browsing modes, disabling cookies, and clearing browsing history. Safari, pre-installed on Apple devices, provides significant security and privacy benefits, though many users might not fully explore these advantages. Older browsers like Microsoft's Internet Explorer present serious security risks as outdated software leaves users vulnerable to malware and cyber attacks. Users of outdated browsers should upgrade immediately to more secure options like Microsoft Edge or other modern browsers to protect against these threats. Overall, while web browsing provides incredible convenience and access, it's crucial to remain mindful of privacy settings and regularly update software to protect personal information and maintain cybersecurity. Cybersecurity tip: because Apple has a minority market share in computers, it is much smaller target for hackers than the many Windows-based PCs in use. However, since most hacking is conducted through the internet and all modern computers and smartphones support all browsers, the browser remains the most crucial security defense for your computing needs. Choose your browser based on its level of security, not just its features and looks. A little education is a good thing. In today's digital landscape, the phrase, if you're not paying for the product, you are the product, often holds true. Many tech companies collect user data extensively to target advertisements. It's crucial to stay informed about tech company practices through reputable sources such as Yahoo, CNET, Wired, or the Electronic Frontier Foundation. Physical mail also poses cybersecurity risks. The United States Postal Service delivers millions of legitimate and fraudulent mail items daily. Always treat unexpected mail cautiously, verifying its authenticity by contacting organizations directly through known official channels. To reduce unwanted mail, register with services like dmachoice.org, directmail.com, or optoutprescreen.com. And beware of scams like fake checks. Typically, scammers send a realistic looking check with instructions to deposit it and send back a portion for fees. This check will bounce, leaving you financially responsible. Never send money to someone after receiving an unsolicited check. Additionally, protect sensitive information rigorously. Even healthcare providers shouldn't mandate your social security number unless legally required for employment, banking, or taxes. And be proactive and challenge outdated policies that compromise your personal security. Physical disposal of personal information also presents risks. Dumpster diving or scavenging through trash is common among cyber criminals seeking identity theft opportunities. Always shred personal documents and expired credit cards using a high security shredder, such as a micro cut model, to ensure complete destruction and protect your privacy. Stay vigilant, verifying suspicious communications, limiting personal data sharing, and properly disposing of sensitive information will greatly enhance your cybersecurity. Senior Cyber Tip: before throwing out any correspondence, life insurance documents, bills, or even plastic credit or debit cards, shred them beyond recognition with a quality shredder. Electronic mail, aka email. Email, while convenient, presents significant cybersecurity risks. Most users today rely on popular services like Gmail, which dominate the market. However, despite advancements, email technology inherently carries vulnerabilities due to its design. Email addresses are widely public, creating opportunities for cybercriminals to exploit. A common cybersecurity threat via email is phishing, where criminals send deceptive emails designed to manipulate recipients into providing personal data or login credentials. For example, the infamous 2016 hacking of the Democratic National Committee began with a phishing email that appeared legitimate and urgent, tricking the recipient into handing over critical information. Phishing emails typically employ urgency, fear, and emotional manipulation to compel immediate action. They often convincingly imitate trusted brands like Apple, Amazon, or Facebook. Recognizing these scams involves careful scrutiny. examining the sender's email address, checking for unusual grammar or spelling, and confirming the authenticity of embedded links. To protect yourself, follow these steps. Stop. Don't react immediately. Pause and remain calm. Think. Assess whether the email seems unusual or unexpected. Verify. Independently confirm the message's legitimacy by directly navigating to the official website or calling the company using verified contact details, not those provided in the suspicious email. Always avoid clicking links directly from the email, especially those that appear to involve security matters or urgent account issues. Instead, manually access your account through the official website or contact the company directly. Being proactive in verifying suspicious messages significantly reduces the risk of falling victim to phishing attacks. By following these precautions, you can effectively safeguard your personal and financial information from cybercriminals. Senior Cyber Tip: if you receive an email you are not expecting, never click on any link or attachment unless you are 100% sure that the communication is real and you trust the sender. Password protection. Managing passwords securely is critical to personal cybersecurity. Many individuals, including my co-author Craig's father-in-law, resort to writing passwords down on paper, a risky method vulnerable to theft or loss. Even though storing passwords in physical notes or binders might seem secure when locked away, it's inconvenient and insecure when traveling or working remotely. Modern solutions like password management software provide an efficient, secure alternative. Popular password managers such as Dashlane securely store complex passwords accessing through a single master password. Dashlane's free plan covers basic needs, up to 50 passwords, and affordable upgrades offer more extensive services. For users uncomfortable with digital tools, simpler devices like Passwords Fast provide a portable, non-internet connected option to store passwords securely. Additionally, browsers and operating systems offer built-in password management features, automatically remembering and populating passwords across multiple devices, linked by cloud services like iCloud, OneDrive, or Google Drive. However, using browsers to store passwords carries security risks. Cybersecurity experts caution against relying solely on browser-based password storage due to vulnerabilities that allow easy access to stored passwords. Understanding the security triangle helps balance usability, security, and functionality. Perfect security isn't feasible for typical users due to practical constraints. Thus, the best cybersecurity approach is one that realistically aligns with the user's behaviors and preferences. While the ideal might lean heavily toward security, practical solutions should emphasize usability without significantly compromising safety. Adopt secure, practical password management solutions is essential for personal cybersecurity. Being informed and choosing the right balance of security, convenience, and functionality is a key to protecting your digital life effectively. Senior Cyber Tip: Dashlane, LastPass, and 1Password are the three biggest players in password management space. I've been using Dashlane for the past few years, so I can recommend it to anyone looking to bump up their convenience without sacrificing security. No two fingerprints are the same. Modern biometric security has significantly advanced, becoming an everyday tool in smartphones. Devices from Apple, Samsung, and Huawei use fingerprint, facial, and retinal recognition to secure user access conveniently and effectively. Biometric security, such as Apple's Touch ID, introduced in 2013, significantly boosted consumer security practices by providing an easier, more secure alternative to traditional PINs. Another essential security measure is two-factor authentication, 2FA, which requires two separate methods of verification, significantly enhancing account security. These methods may include something you know, for example, passwords or security questions, something you have, like security tokens or verification codes sent to your phone, something unique to you, fingerprints or facial recognition. Using two-factor authentication significantly reduces the likelihood of unauthorized access to accounts. Creating strong, unique passwords is equally crucial. Password strength dramatically increases security. A 4-digit PIN can be cracked in minutes. A 6-digit PIN can take hours. An 8-digit PIN may require a month. A 10-digit PIN could take years, especially with added special characters and varying case letters. To create strong passwords, avoid dictionary words easily guessed through automated attacks. And don't use personal information readily found online, like pet names or perhaps your birthday. And never reuse passwords across multiple accounts, as this drastically reduces overall security. The infamous 2014 celebrity iCloud photo leak resulted from targeted brute force attacks exploiting reused passwords and easily guessed security answers. Social media also poses risks due to excessive data sharing. Adjusting privacy settings and limiting personal details like birth dates and being cautious about the information shared publicly reduces vulnerability to targeted ads and identity theft. Overall, implementing biometric security, activating two-factor authentication, creating strong, unique passwords, and managing social media privacy settings are all vital steps toward robust personal cybersecurity. Senior Cyber Tip: a dictionary attack is a brute force technique for defeating an authentication mechanism by trying millions of likely words in a dictionary that could be part of a password. Spam, spam, spam. Spam, the unsolicited email cluttering your inbox, traces its humorous name back to Monty Python's sketch. But spam itself is no laughing matter. Cheap to send and often effective, it poses significant cybersecurity risks. While some spam is simply annoying advertising, many spam messages can lead to fraud or malware if clicked. To minimize spam risks, create disposable email addresses for online activities to protect your primary accounts from spam. Never click links or respond to unsolicited emails, as doing so validates your email address to spammers. Use unsubscribe links cautiously, as legitimate companies honor them, while scammers use them to confirm your address. Employ spam filters provided by your email service or third-party applications like Thunderbird, Outlook, Apple Mail, Edison Mail, or MyMail. Adjusting settings according to your personal tolerance levels. Security challenge questions used during account setup pose risks if your answers can be easily found on social media. Instead, provide unrelated or fictional answers known only to you, adding a strong personal layer of protection. By proactively managing spam using advanced filtering tools and creatively handling security questions, you significantly enhance your email security, reducing the risks of identity theft and cybercrime. Senior Cyber Tip: spam is currently used to refer to undesired or unsolicited electronic mail or unwanted messages of any kind. However, spam is also a brand of canned cooked pork made by Hormel Foods Corporation. It was introduced by Hormel in 1937 and gained worldwide popularity after its use during World War II. Cautionary tales. In today's digital age, phone scams targeting seniors have become sophisticated and widespread. A common scam involves criminals pretending to be distressed relative, urgently needing financial help. They exploit emotional urgency, poor phone connections, and victims' trust and concern, pressuring them into immediate financial actions like wire transfers. Recognize signs of phone scams by noting generic greetings, grandpa, rather than specific family nicknames, urgency and pressure to act immediately, requests to avoid involving others, especially parents, specific instructions involving wire transfers or gift cards. If you encounter a suspicious situation, follow these steps. Pause. Say you have an emergency and must call back, asking for their number. Verify. Research the provided number online with terms like scam or fraud. Consult. Contact a trusted friend or family member for advice and perspective. More advanced scammers even use technology to spoof phone numbers, making calls appear to originate from legitimate institutions like banks. They often already possess personal information, making the scam appear credible. Always remember, legitimate bank representatives never ask for sensitive information like PINs over the phone. And urgent, unsolicited communications should be independently verified by contacting your institution directly using known, trusted contact information rather than responding directly to the call or text. By taking these precautions, staying vigilant, and questioning suspicious calls, you can effectively protect yourself and others from becoming victims of phone scams. The nature of the security biz. Cybercriminals operate under the radar, relying on anonymity, time, and massive target pools to find and exploit weaknesses. For every 1,000 attempts, just one successful breach can yield a major payout. Seniors are often the easiest targets, partly due to a lack of technical support and partly due to their hesitation or embarrassment in reporting cybercrime. Unfortunately, cybersecurity tools and insurance are rarely geared towards senior citizens. Most rely on tech-savvy family members for support. This dynamic, coupled with a sense of being left behind by fast-moving technology, creates an environment where older adults are especially vulnerable. Policy and regulation. Though the U.S. has been slow to adopt strong privacy legislation, international models like EU's General Data Protection Regulation have demonstrated how serious fines can hold big tech accountable. In the U.S., the debate around net neutrality, consumer data privacy, and tech monopolies continues with mixed messages from political parties. Democrats and Republicans both acknowledge a need for regulation, but differ on what and how. Issues like data collection, misinformation, and market monopolies are hot button topics, but meaningful bipartisan action remains limited. Consumer influence and activism. While political change is slow, consumers still hold considerable power. Economic pressure through organized boycotts and smart purchasing decisions can force companies to reevaluate their practices. However, individual actions like boycotting a fast food chain are not the same as organized movements with political goals. For meaningful change, coordinated action is needed. Online petitions, community organizing, and direct outreach to legislators. Social movements such as the Arab Spring show how digital tools can spur real-world impact, but success requires sustained momentum. Search smart, act smarter. Search engines are powerful tools, but they come with bias. Advertisers can manipulate results, and corporate interests may skew visibility. To dig deeper, try alternate keywords. Browse past the first page of results. Rely on independent news outlets and watchdog groups. Big tech consolidation makes total boycott difficult. Still, individuals can prioritize values like privacy, free speech, or ethical business by choosing alternative services when possible and advocating for better options. In the end, being informed, active, and intentional in your digital decisions is your best defense and the most powerful tool you have as both a consumer and a citizen. Senior cyber tip. Net neutrality is the principle that internet service providers should enable the same access to all content, regardless of source, without favoring or blocking any particular site for any reason. In sickness and in health. Ransomware attacks on hospitals have exploded, up 350% in just the last quarter of 2019 alone. Hackers have held entire healthcare networks hostage, demanding money just to release patient records. In fact, 41% of Americans have already had their healthcare data stolen or exposed. Then came COVID-19. While millions turned to email, social media, and video calls to stay connected, hackers followed closely behind, exploiting fear, confusion, and the chaos of the pandemic to launch scams, spam, and even attacks on virtual meetings. Ever hear of Zoom bombing? That's when unwanted users crash video calls with disturbing content, and it became so common, even the FBI had to issue warnings. Unfortunately, seniors were and still are prime targets. Why? Because they're more likely to click on messages about Medicare, Social Security, or urgent health news. These scams look official, but they're really phishing traps. Some even spoof the IRS or your bank and claim there's an issue with your benefits, hoping you'll panic and call back or click the link. Here's how to protect yourself. Number one, never click links or call numbers in unexpected emails or texts. Instead, look up the official .gov or .org website yourself and contact them directly. Number two, guard your Medicare and Social Security info like a credit card. Real agencies won't call to sell you anything or ask for your phone number out of the blue. Number three, watch for fake health products and miracle cures. Scammers flood inboxes with fake COVID treatments and donation requests that prey on fear. In short, if a message feels urgent, that's your cue to slow down. Scammers want you to act quickly. Don't let them rush you. Stop, think, and verify. Senior cyber tip. Ransomware is a type of malware that infects a computer and restricts all access to it until the user pays a demanded ransom, usually in an anonymous digital payment, such as Bitcoin. Avoiding the con in confidence. Most of us are used to getting robocalls, spam emails, or even the occasional knock at the door. Annoying? Sure. But when these interactions turn targeted, they can become dangerous. Thanks to the internet, your personal information is more accessible than ever, and scammers are using it to their advantage. Before big tech and data mining, we had con men, confidence men, who researched their victims and built trust by making it feel like the victim's idea to invest. That same playbook is being used today, but it's faster, more sophisticated, and digital. Take my grandfather, for example, a smart, disciplined investor his entire life. But after my grandmother passed away, he became more isolated and vulnerable. That's when the phone calls started. Friendly brokers praising his wisdom, urging him to act quickly on opportunities with high returns. They used flattery and urgency to win him over. Sadly, he ended up selling valuable stock and investing in risky ventures with no regulation, oversight, or real payout. That wasn't random. These scammers were targeting him based on his age, location, financial habits, and even his recent loss. It's a tactic known as spear phishing, where scammers tailor the message specifically to you to gain your trust and trick you into giving up money or personal information. The Federal Trade Commission reports that older adults are more likely to lose larger amounts of money to scams, especially over the phone. Tech support scams, fake prizes, sweepstakes, and family impersonation schemes are all rising. But seniors aren't helpless. Here are a few things you can do. Don't feel pressured to act on any offer. Always take time to verify. Check if an investment opportunities are registered with your state or the SEC. Don't respond to unknown callers, texts, or emails. Even replying confirms your number is active. If you use a broker or advisor, research them through FINRA's broker check. And when in doubt, look it up. A simple Google search can reveal past complaints or scams. Staying informed and skeptical can help protect you and your loved ones from falling into the confidence trap. Senior cyber tip. Spear phishing is a targeted attack against an individual by sending fraudulent emails that appear to be from a known or trusted source in order to persuade them into revealing confidential information. There are other forms of phishing attacks that target even more or less specifically than spear phishing, but they all count on unsuspecting users to let down their guard. Preparing for the worst. You can protect your data, your devices, and your finances, but none of us can protect ourselves from the inevitable. Death happens, but that doesn't mean we can't make it easier on the people we leave behind. In the digital age, your legacy doesn't end with a will or a funeral. It continues online. That's why preparing for the worst includes managing your digital life, not just your assets. Start by making a list. Actually, make two. One for yourself and one you share with your spouse, family member, or trusted friend. Include logins, passwords, email accounts, social media, financial apps, utility services, and subscriptions. Print it out. Store it in a safe and revisit it once a year. Think of it like spring cleaning for your digital footprint. Next, catalog your payment methods. Credit cards, bank accounts, online payment, services like PayPal or Venmo, and retirement or insurance accounts. This isn't just about finances, it's about preventing theft. When someone passes, their accounts don't just vanish. Scammers know this. That's why theft after death is a growing problem. To reduce risk, keep personal info out of public obituaries. Send the death certificates to credit bureaus and ask for a deceased alert. Notify the Social Security Administration and the IRS. Monitor credit reports for suspicious activity for at least 6 months. And don't forget, digital devices, phones, USBs, printers, even scanners can retain private data, so decide whether to wipe, store, or safely dispose of them. If you plan to donate, clear the memory completely. Social media deserves special attention too. Facebook and Instagram now allow memorial pages, but to access or manage a deceased person's account, you'll need their death certificate. This might seem like overkill, but some of these profiles live on for years, collecting comments, memories, and sometimes money. If it feels overwhelming, there are tools that can help. Websites like thedigitalbeyond.com and everplans.com walk you through the entire digital afterlife process. Preparing for the worst isn't easy, but it's a final act of care that protects the people you love and the legacy you leave behind. I'm Scott Schober. Thank you for listening to Senior Cyber, Best Security Practices for Your Golden Years. Cybercrime is constantly evolving, but with the right tools, knowledge, and habits, you can stay one step ahead. My goal in writing this book is to empower you and the people you care about to use technology with confidence and peace of mind. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend or family member who could benefit from stronger cyber awareness. And remember, staying safe online isn't about being perfect, it's about being prepared. Stay vigilant, stay secure, and thank you for joining me on this journey.